What's up, guys? Welcome back to Hard Rock Garage. Been a little while, so had a lot of things in the works. Got a new project I wanted to show y'all. Pretty pumped about. It's gonna be a head turner. A lot of people are gonna think, what the hell are you doing that for? But it's something I wanted to build pretty much my whole life and work on, so I'm gonna show it to you right now. Let's check it out. So here it is. What do you think about this bad boy, huh? Mother and redneck heaven, what do I have? This is a 1974 Ford Ranchero Squire. This particular Ranchero has been in my family as long as I have. It was driven by my grandfather, by my dad, and by my brother, all three. So it's been sitting since 1993. And it's time to do what we got to do to get it back on the road. I'm really happy to have it. It's been sitting behind buildings and fields and barns, everywhere we could keep it stored over the years. And I finally have a place I can put it, and it's time to get to work on it. So let me show you around this sucker. Okay, so here's the front view. So here's the front view of it. Grill and all that's in it. Bumper's in the back. Bumper weighs about 50,000 pounds, seems like. Back when they really still built them, you know. Again, this is 74 Ranchero Squire. The Squire editions were like the Woodies of its day. So all these, my brother patched some of the holes here. It had all these holes all the way down the body, all the way around, wraps around, goes down and up. That was a wood panel. And then it had laminate, like you can kind of see a little bit of that there, a brown laminate to look like wood. My brother took that off when he drove in high school. And over the years, lots of things were done to it and it just kind of sat. My dad rebuilt the engine early 90s and was driving it to the drilling rigs he was working on. And when he got a company truck, it got parked. And at one point we thought it was gonna be mine when I turned 16 and that didn't happen. And started trying to do some work on it when I got out of high school and never got to finish due to a lot of things that went on over the years. And here we are 20 some years later and I've got it. So let me show you around this thing a little bit. Let's go ahead and start in the back of it. See what we got. Tailgate was destroyed on it. It had the wood paneling. And I started taking that wood paneling off and the entire back of it was body filler, and the body filler had started rusting. So it rusted this whole part out on that one. So I found one that was a non-Squire, so I don't have to worry about filling those holes. And I've had that thing probably 10, 12 years. This is the big front bumper I was telling you about. Tranny cross member, obviously, so I guess that means no drivetrain. But that's when they built bumpers. That chrome, just a cover, just for looks. Not too bad. We got some rust down here. That's been that way since I was a kid. Surprised it hadn't gotten worse. A little bit surface rust here. There's a couple small things here and there. It took a beating ever so often over the years. Fire happened when my grandpa drove it. So it burned the hood up on it. But overall, I mean, for sitting outside for most of the 30 years it's been sitting, it was in a barn for, gosh, probably 8 of those years. So 22, 23 years it sat outside. Not too shabby for the body. Normally on these Rancheros, I've had a few, which this one's the reason why I always wanted one. I grew up staring at this in my driveway. I used to go out and get steel wool, Dawn soap, and clean it all up, get all this off of it, wash it. Back in the 90s, early 90s, it had some chrome 14-inch wheels on it back then. I would pull them off and use that Dawn soap and the SOS pads and clean it up. And at one time, it would actually fire up. But unfortunately, it no longer does. This is, oh, come on. There's one. Empty. Look at all that space. So the 351 Cleveland is what it had with a C4 trans. And Cleveland's a big motor. So it's basically like a big block Ford. So there's a ton of space in there. This does run the rear steer behind the cross member. So I would have to do a front sump conversion on any type of motor that I get, unless I find an old Ford that's got the front sump already. As far as that goes, I have no clue what I want to do. Have no clue yet. I do know that, remembering talking to my dad about it, when I was a kid, all this needs to be rebuilt. It's all worn. Of course, we'll go ahead and do the steering because the other two Rancheros I had, they were always worn out. So we need all the bushings and struts and tie rod ends and all that crap. The brake booster, I believe, is what was going bad with it when it got parked. The last time it was on the road, my dad took me in it. I was probably 13. We went to air up the tires and park it in the driveway, and the brakes were just locking up on it. He couldn't get any pressure, so I think it was something with the booster, but I don't really know. Regardless, it'll all have to be rebuilt. The whole front end's gonna have to be rebuilt. So all that'll be done before I ever get to the engine. And I've got hours upon hours upon hours of body work to do for it, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be done overnight, and it won't. My main goal is to get everything as far as the steering and brakes and all that up to par where it's safe and you can drive it, and then figure out what kind of drivetrain we want. And then get that drivetrain in and drive it. I can do the body work anytime. But that being said, let's go ahead and check out the interior on it. Something I've always loved. This is really good here, watch this. I mean, this door opens and closes like flipping brand new. And here we go. So I had the seat out of it and it's gone. And then got it to my brother. He started trying to work on it and he stripped the grill and everything out of it. Put all the parts in here for me. He pulled the interior out. He was starting on it. He just didn't get to finish, but unfortunately, he found that over there when he pulled the carpet up. So I'm gonna have to cut that floor out and do some welding over there and patching. This here is one of my favorite things that it's ever had. You cannot beat this diamond stitch, in my opinion. It's just one of my favorite things from the from the old school. You know, it just kind of says old school hot rod to me, diamond stitch. It's really cool. And the visors are the same way. I just love that part of it. Dash has been destroyed since the 90s. I mean, it's just gotten worse, of course. And that windshield had a long crack in it, and it's worse. It'll have to be replaced. Wood grain here, wood grain over there where it says Squire on the glove box. Not the original steering wheel. I don't know. My brother said it has some sort of like a mag style in it when he got it, and they got this one. I would have to get more details on that, but it of course is not the original, and it had to be replaced. A lot of work in here, but I'm looking forward to it. The good news is my brother did all the hard work in here. He stripped everything out. I'll have to get this headliner out, and we'll clean it up, patch that over there, and get ready to get some carpet for it, but that's on down the road. These, you can barely see all the stuff. They're based off Torinos, so this is the actual Torino style, body style that they ran from 74 through 6, which was like Starsky and Hutch. 72 had the fisheye, 73 had a little uglier grill, and then 74, 5, and 6 had the Starsky and Hutch style grill, which is that one right there. But this is what would be the rear floorboards in the car. But since it's got the truck bed on it, this is where you keep a spare tire, jack, and all that stuff. So got a lot of room. Oh yeah, that works great. Anyway, it's gonna need weather stripping, you know, all the stuff that they need as they're older. But here, again, it just shuts so nice. These are IMCA modified wheels from my brother's race car. just happen to have the bolt pattern we needed. And you literally can put air in them and roll it a few feet and they're dead. They're already flat. That left rear is already flat. It's the second time I aired it up before I got it in here. And that was a pain getting it in here. But I also remember that this would lock. I can't get it open, so I have to do it from the inside. But overall, it's pretty straight. I'm really, really pumped to have it. I can't wait to dig in on it. So I just wanted to show you guys what we're looking at. And this one takes precedence over everything. It gets on the road first before we get back on the old rat rod that I've got the flathead for. And I've still got chassis sitting right over there. And then the old blue 72, I still got it, but they're being put aside for this one. This is one I've wanted since I was a kid and I got it. So it gets first. Climb in here, get everything out. Let's see what all we're working with here. Man, that rolls down nice. All right, got the old drive shaft. Still got the dang cups on it. I can't believe that. Oh, goodness. Pretty dirty. She's locked up. 30 years to do that, I guess. All right, got me a bucket. Oh my goodness. Maybe Ford starter. We'll go through that stuff in a little bit. All right. Tail lights, headlight bezels, rearview mirror. All right, awesome. Let's see. Kick panels. Rear moldings for back here by underneath the rear window. Seat belts. Seat belts are optional. What's left of the old Cleveland? Pulley there. We got. There we go. The very last emblem, it said Ranchero Squire on it. This is the only one that was left. It says Squire. And we got the hood ornament. That side's faded as could be. There's that. These are really cool. Cool that it's still on there. One motor mount. Let's see, we got the other horn. Looks like, ooh. There's another Squire one. All right, good deal. Rear tire holder downer. Another Squire emblem. This crap is going to be bolts and stuff from the old Cleveland, which is long gone. I don't remember what you call it, but this goes around on the front where the bumper curves around. This covers up that gap. A bunch of old lines, hoses, AC, transmission lines, brake lines, all the good shit. All right, so this is something I remember too. Can barely see it, but this is a sticker from my dad worked out in the oil field. Warning, high intensity noise, hearing protection required. And oddly enough, I've got an old school one up there on my wall too. That's funny. I remember that every time I'd open the hood, I remember seeing that. That's funny. Make me think of the old man there. All right. Tailgate cap. Put that up here. Let's see what else we got hiding in here. Oh, there's that other gap filler for the bumper, whatever you want to call it. Here we go. Here's the old grill. All right. So the grill's actually in good shape. A couple little dings and stuff here, which I'm not surprised about. But of course, here's your park lamp blinkers. There's the emblem, kind of like the one that's on the hood. Yeah, pretty dang good shape. Awesome. I'll put that up here. there we go. I think that's everything. So let's get you a closer look at how the floorboards look. Here we go. Here's the old grill. All right. So the grill's actually in good shape. A couple little dings and stuff here, which I'm not surprised about. But of course, here's your park lamp blinkers. There's the emblem, kind of like the one that was on the hood. Yeah, pretty dang good shape. Awesome. I'll put that up here. All right, so over here, I need to really shop back all this out and see. He didn't really see any rust on this side. I don't really see it either, but over there, whoo, goodness. You can see that compartment back here, how big that is. So we're definitely gonna need some sound dampening stuff back there, but yeah, that passenger side's bad. I'm gonna have to cut that whole thing out. And what's bad is finding panels for these and or a Torino. It was like $400 just for that spot there. This spot has one and back there has one. So in order to do that one side, the best I found was gonna be like $600 for one side. I don't think I'm gonna go that route, but we will see. Depends on if I can find some good metal. I've got to cut all that back around, and it's not surprising because this was an air conditioner model, and it's probably sat over there and leaked all those years and just rusted out and got all the carpet wet, and it's sit there just sweating all the time. And I'm sure we got some leaks up there somewhere on that crappy weather strip. It's got black tape all over it that's been on there since my dad drove it. So anyway, here's a look at the gauges. I always liked the gauges. You're gonna hear me say I always liked a lot because this was just, I loved this car. I always wanted it, now I got it. So here we are. Air conditioning. You got air conditioning. Air conditioner model. This was the windshield wiper. My dad put that in just so it would at least come on for him. Where were they at? Oh yeah, over here. So this would go bad on them. And this is your passenger side mirror. And you gotta, I think you gotta pump this one a little bit for it to move right. It's certainly worn out. But that, and then the same thing over here, you got one. Definitely gonna have to replace the headliner on it. But let's see if we can get over here and whoop, get this unlocked so I can open that door. There we go. Okay, passenger side panel is still in good shape too. I'm gonna have to work on that lock. I don't think I ever did get that working properly, obviously. So you gotta open it from the inside all the time. And these were the ones that would have two keys to it. So you had a square one for the ignition, and then you had a round one for these. And I don't know where the keys went years ago when I hauled it away, and my brother ended up finding one key for the ignition. That's all we got. So we're lucky to have that. Anyway, closer look at the floors. She's pretty rough. I'm gonna have to take this seat rest, pull it out, cut all this out, do it right. I mean, you can see little pinholes up there. Yeah, you can see it really good with the camera. And I think just tear that out, weld it back up, and then get us a dash pad. Actually find those everywhere. We'll get us some headliner soon enough, but mainly getting this all situated and ready, and then we'll put some sort of a coating on it and some sound dampener that I have, and then move on to the front suspension and brakes. Then I can start prettying up the inside of this thing. But yeah, shoot. I'm disappointed in the floor, but I think I'm really lucky because, man, it works so nice still. This was rusted out, and I mean rusted completely through, just like the floor. It was rusted here, had bad rust there. All down here was rusted out. This was completely gone on it. This spot was completely gone on it. So, oh, and it also leaked through here every time it would rain. It was completely rusted out, so that goes down to that floorboard, that compartment I was showing you. So this one's actually in really good shape. I'm only disappointed just because it's this car. But that's all right. I mean, as old as it is, it's a 74, so I think we're doing pretty good. I don't really name projects or anything, which I probably should to kind of depict more of what we're doing, but this car's had a nickname as long as I can remember. And my granddaddy and my dad, and then my brother, of course, they all called it the Chariot for Ranchero. So it's gonna be called the Chariot from now on, and that's gonna be our project name, and it'll always be that. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Well guys, that's it. That's all I got. I just wanted to give you a little sneak preview of what we're looking at next. Again, I don't know drivetrain wise what I want to do yet. There's plenty of options. Everybody says LS. Everybody says LS. It doesn't matter who it is. Everybody says LS. And I love LS engines. I think the swaps are awesome. I'm getting burnt out on that being the only damn thing out there. So I don't know if I'm going to go that route. Plus I'd have to convert it over to a front sump like I said before. It would be great, but you're talking a lot of time and money, and I don't know yet. I also have a small block Vortec and an overdrive transmission, which would be nice to have an overdrive in it. I would have to convert that to front sump as well. I don't know. And I know some people that have some big block Fords, and they already have the front sumps because they were in some Mercury cars. So I don't know yet though. Once I start digging in a little more, get the interior cleaned out and all that good stuff, really sit back and think about what I want to do, we'll make a decision there. But that being said, I'm kind of curious. What do you guys think we should do? Do you have any certain engine you like? Are you an LS person? Do you care? Do you think it's cool to just throw something in there? I mean, this is a family heirloom to us. I mean, this thing is part of the family. And unfortunately, it's fortunate and unfortunate. There's nothing in it. So it's already stripped. So that's the fortunate part of that is I don't have to strip anything out of it. I just got to do a little cutting and welding on the inside and start building it, clean it up. The unfortunate part is I have nothing to work with as far as the drivetrain. So kind of curious what you guys think we might want to do. Let us know in the comments, and let us know what you think of the vehicle. We're building them, whether you like it or not, we're building this one. So anyway, appreciate you guys tuning in. Let us know in the comments what you think. Subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys next time.